And welcome, this is ballerscuba with another franchise vote video. This is going to be a vote video that will determine what does replace Pokemon once those bonus videos are done. Speaking of Pokemon, I've been encountering several technical difficulties with that, and unfortunately it will prevent me from getting any Pokemon bonus videos out this week. But I should be able to get those problems sorted shortly, and I should be able to get some Pokemon videos out starting next Monday. For the time being, though, we are going to look ahead to see what will replace Pokemon once those videos are done. It's going to be a franchise vote video today, which does mean you have the opportunity to vote for as many of these games as you would like to see. And keep in mind that voting for any one of these franchises opens up the door for me playing any future installment of these games. First up, we do have Castlevania. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing Castlevania 2, 3, or 4 until I do Castlevania 1. So here is Castlevania 1. This is the second game in what I had determined before to be the Metroidvania series. So we already did Metroid. Next up is Castlevania. I can assure you that I have beaten this game in the past, if that helps make your determination a little bit easier. So if you want to see me play the Castlevania series and continue the Metroidvania series, vote for Castlevania in the comments section below. Next up, we do have the Mario franchise. For me, the Mario franchise starts with Super Mario Bros. On the NES. So that would be the first game that you would be voting on here. I do have Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo loaded up just so I can show you all the different games. We'll be playing the original Nintendo version because they changed the song in the Super Nintendo version for some reason. But the first game that we will be doing is Super Mario Bros. On the NES. Then we would be doing Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. In Japan, this was Super Mario Bros. 2, but they determined that was too hard for American audiences, so they instead made Super Mario Bros. 2 a reskin of Doki Doki Panic here in the US. I would be doing the Lost Levels first and then doing Super Mario Bros. 2. Then we'll be moving on to Super Mario Bros. 3, easily considered one of the best games on the Nintendo. But it all starts with Super Mario Bros. 1, I guess you could say, on the NES. Once we have done all of these, this will open up the doors to other platformers. Looking way down the line, we're talking about games like Sonic the Hedgehog or Banjo-Kazooie or Crash Bandicoot. But for me, I don't feel right doing those platformers without doing anything with the original, really genre-defining game, Super Mario Bros. On the NES. So if you do want to see me do some platform in action, vote for it in the comment section below. Once again, I have beaten this game, although beating Super Mario Bros. Is not nearly as big as an accomplishment. Next up, we do have the Half-Life series. That will, of course, start with the original game, Half-Life. But it will not end there. Not only will voting for this open up doors to what I'm going to call expansions, like Half-Life Opposing Force and Half-Life Blue Shift, but it'll also open up the doors to a lot of mods for this game. Mods such as Counter-Strike or Team Fortress Classic or Day of Defeat. There are a lot of mods for this game, but it all started here with Half-Life. So if you do want me to start going down the first-person shooter route with the Half-Life series, vote for it in the comment section below. Next up, we do have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. This is a spin-off of the Final Fantasy main series. This game was released on the Super Nintendo. This is not necessarily the start of a franchise, so let me list off a few names of games that would be represented if you voted for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest here. This opens the door to a lot of older, shorter RPGs. they do exist, and they are actually quite prevalent. I'm thinking some of the original Phantasy Star games. If you're looking really old school, I'm looking at Wizardry and Ultima. There are a lot of games in those series. I'm also looking at games like Shining Force, for instance. Further down the line, possibly games like Ultima and Golden Sun. I have to see how long those games are, though. I'm trying to keep this slot short. I'm trying to keep these games relatively short, and I do know that Final Fantasy Mystic Quest does definitely fit that bill. If you do want to see other Final Fantasy spin-off games, those are also welcome. But we will be starting with Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. So if you do want to see some older RPGs, vote for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest in the comments below. And finally today, we do have The Legend of Zelda. I probably don't need to go into too much explanation about this, but by voting for The Legend of Zelda, you will open up the Zelda franchise. I believe that last time I said that I was going to be skipping Zelda 2. I have since played the game a little bit more, and I've completely reconsidered. I actually had a lot of fun last time I played Zelda 2, so I'm looking forward to doing some Zelda 2 as well. So Zelda, then Zelda 2, then Link to the Past, and onward from there. If you guys do want to see me play the Legend of Zelda franchise, vote for it in the comment section below. And that is going to do it for today's franchise vote video. Because it is a franchise vote video, once again, you can vote for as many of these as you would like to see. If you have any particular favorites that you would like me to play next after Pokemon is done, let me know. But that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed my game selection. And I hope to see you in the next Let's Play.